Hello YouTube, this is Jordan from Astral Designs, and today I'm going to give you a tutorial on how to do a pretty basic grunge signature. All you'll really need is maybe some grunge brushes and your render, and that should pretty much cover it. I'll put a link to the brushes I used in the description below, and you can go ahead and get them. So let's get started. First, open up a new document. God, it's slow in recording. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and use 375 by 150, and let's use a transparent background. Doesn't really make a difference with this tutorial. So first, let's grab the paint bucket tool, and for Windows users, press D so you'll have black as your foreground color. Next, paint this all black. It doesn't matter really. And just click gradient overlay. Now, on to the next step. This one's a little more tricky, but it's pretty easy to understand. You're going to paint this layer black also, but set the blending mode to screen and go to blending options. Now we're going to put a gradient overlay on this again. However, you're going to click reverse and go black to transparent. This will give it a nice black to gray to black gradient and save a little bit of that time and trickiness of doing three-way gradients. Now let's get started with the brushing, the fun part in my opinion. This is where your creativity can flow for the most part. I'm going to go ahead and load these brushes. Probably should have had all this up beforehand, but you know. Anyways, let's find a nice grunge brush. Alright, now first you're going to use black as your foreground and just brush over it. Doesn't matter. No specifics. Now, I just did 3 simple clicks, nothing really special. Now create a new layer and switch your foreground color to white. What we're going to do here is brush over it again. I should probably change brushes. And set this to overlay. This will give it a nice grungy washed effect. Now, let's go ahead, I'll do this a little bit more. Alright, now let's open up our render. Really any render will do, but the darker the better for this tutorial. It just tends to look cooler. Don't have many, need to fill up my stock again. Alright, let's go ahead and use Venom here. I think that's Venom, correct me if I'm wrong. Go ahead and take this out. And drag your render over to the signature. Oh yeah, definitely going to need to resize this. Let's see how this looks. A little bit smaller. Not rotate. Sorry, it's 3 AM here. A little bit off my game. Alright, let's place this in the center. Now what we're going to do is duplicate this 3 times. You can right click and duplicate, or for Windows users you can press Ctrl J. Now we're going to hide the top 2 and take a smudge brush. It's over here on the left hand side, and go ahead and grab a grungy one. Go down to about 30 pixels so it doesn't smudge too much at once, and just kind of go around the edges and blur it out some. You'll see the importance of this later on, as it'll make it blend in a little more. As of right now, it just kind of runs it. Then move on to the next one. You can get a little bit bigger brush if you want. Now, for this one, you just want to brush a little bit, not too much. And go ahead and set it to soft light. No, overlay. Now, this gives it that dark, grungy effect. Now, what we're going to do next is create a new layer. Set black as your foreground again. And get the grunge brushes back out. What we're going to do here is just paint around the render. Create another new layer and switch to white, same as the beginning. This will just sort of, if you get too much on it, just erase some. Oh, it's too bold. As this won't make too much difference on the render. There you go, soft light. Sort of makes it stick in there a little more. Now what you want to do is go ahead and grab, it's really your choice here, but I like to use them. Gives it a cool little effect. You can go ahead and get a C4D or a Fractal. It's really the same thing in my opinion. I'm not sure of the difference, but I'm gonna go ahead and use this one. Let's resize that. Now, after you drag this onto your render, or signature now, sorry about that. I don't understand why it's so slow recording. But you can mess around with the blending options, like soft light. It looks really good on this type of signature. No, let's not do that. You can pretty much, there's a limit, but normally 3 or 4 of these will do the job. Probably should have resized that. Jesus, you guys didn't remind me. God damn it. Guys gotta remind me of this stuff. Let's rotate it a bit. Set this to soft light and lower the... Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and go to blending options. Ah, this mouse sucks. Stroke, what the hell am I doing? Anyways, now we've got this pretty nice looking signature. It's really basic and you can impress your friends with it. Now what we're going to do now is create a new layer and go to select all, and then go back up there and select modify border. Now for this signature, 2 pixels of width will usually get the job done. It basically just makes a 2 pixel border going all the way around it. So then you can take your paint bucket, set black as your foreground, or any color but black looks the best, and just click right in there. Now after you deselect it, you'll have a nice little border going around it. Another little trick I like to do is right under that layer, you can create a new one. I should have did this first. But right click the marquee tools, it doesn't matter, and click elliptical. Now this will create a nice little oval shape,